I have been talking about doing a what is in my camera bag video for a very, very long time, and I decided today, let's dive right into it. Okay, so I wouldn't really be able to talk about what's in the bag without talking about the bag first. So this is the Brevet Jumper backpack. I believe I could purchase this one for about $100. I think now it goes for around $160, which, to be completely honest, is a little bit expensive if you're going to get your first camera backpack. However, they do oftentimes have special deals going on. I believe they have 20% off if you sign up for their email list. I'll link that all down in the description below. But either way, for about $100 when I purchased this, it was a fantastic find. It has everything that I possibly needed in a camera backpack. The first thing first is it comes in an abundance of colors, and I know that for a lot of people, they probably don't particularly care what color their backpack is, but the options that they have are just limitless. I opted to go with their pine green color. It's more of like a neutral color, and it was very unique at the time when I purchased this. And so you just don't see a lot of people with this specific kind of coloration in their backpack. But they have bright yellow, bright red, white, black, pretty much any color that you want. And the thing that really makes this backpack unique is the fact that it has a bunch of these dividers inside of the backpack. Now this allows you to have different compartments and store pretty much everything that you would want in your backpack, and we'll obviously go through this all here in a moment. But that was really what drew me to the backpack, and they are removable. So if you wanted to use this as just a normal everyday backpack, that is going to be an option, which I think is just fantastic. A lot of camera backpacks are going to be just that. They're just camera backpacks. You're not able to remove the inserts, or its function is mainly to be a camera backpack, whereas this is a backpack that's functional as a camera backpack. Some of the other features that I really enjoy about this backpack are going to be the water bottle pocket. However, I use it for a different feature, and I'll go over that momentarily as well. It additionally has on the bottom here straps that you can use as a tripod carrying case. So even if you need to carry additional stuff, you have those as options. It has a hidden pocket on the back as well for when you're traveling, possibly storing your wallet. And lastly, the camera backpack itself has a little strap that allows you to put it on a suitcase. So again, if you're traveling, this is just a fantastic buy. Again, I'll have the links down in the description below. Okay, so let's actually get into the camera backpack itself. So again, it does have this front compartment here that allows you to get into the camera backpack, which is just fantastic. I really love this. So when you're setting everything up or you need to remove everything, you have this easy access pocket to all of your gear. However, if you're looking to just access your camera, it does have a side pocket that the way you can set this up, you can have your camera in here and then remove it directly from the side without having to set this flat on a surface as I am now. Ugh, I'm struggling so bad. All right, so the first piece of equipment let's talk about obviously is going to be my camera. Now, I've used this camera for several years at this point. This is the Canon EOS RP, and it is the best budget full frame mirrorless camera I think that you can purchase. So it's not going to be the cheapest camera option that you'll have available. However, for the lightweight and the different options that you are going to get from this, it is a phenomenal buy. It shoots up to 4K 24 frames per second. However, there are some drawbacks. You lose a lot of the autofocus functionality. It is extremely slow in autofocusing. Lastly, it also has a crop factor, so I wouldn't recommend using the 4K setting. However, 1080p looks fantastic still. The functionality of this camera for the price, which I believe at the time of this video with this kit lens is $12.99. For the lens, I actually just used the kit lens. It is an extremely versatile lens to fill just so many different needs when you're out shooting, whether it's vlogging, B-roll. Fantastic lens. This is the Canon RF 24-105 f4. So there obviously is a bunch of different options out there that have a lower f-stop, allowing you to get even that crispier image and have that perfect shallow depth of field look that you might be going for. However, I have found that the f4 lens, the kit lens that they just give you with this camera, is fantastic. It has a stabilization option right on the lens that definitely helps out, as well as multiple different internal stabilization options in the body. And these are just going to be fantastic. They're going to really help you get that smooth B-roll look that you're going for if that's what you're shooting. Also, when you're zoomed in extremely far, all the way to 105, you're going to get a lot more camera shake. So having those as different options just are fantastic for this lens. You just have just a bunch of different options. So you can get this a little bit more wide of an angle. You can get those super zoomed in shots. You can use it for B-roll. You can use it for A-roll. This is just a fantastic lens. Additionally, I also carry another lens. This is the Canon RF 16mm f2.8 lens. It is absolutely a go-to for vlogging. The compact size is just perfect. It makes it extremely lightweight, especially when you compare it to other 16mm lenses. I've never actually seen a prime 16mm, but the Sony 16 to 35mm, the G Master lenses that you see a lot of YouTubers using for vlogging or their studio work, is like 4 or 5 times the size of this tiny little pancake lens. That being said, there are a few drawbacks. You do not get any stabilization options, so you have to really rely on either a steady hand or the internal stabilization that the camera provides, which does come at a drawback with it being a slight cropping factor. However, I've just found this lens to be like the perfect vlogging lens. Honestly, when I'm doing a little bit more A-roll in my studio, I traditionally try to use this more than my 24-105 that I have on here. I typically stick to B-roll with this one, but the A-roll with the 16mm, you just get such a much wider angle. I'm really just able to showcase off all the stuff I have in my office, and additionally I can have the camera significantly closer, so I can actually mount a on-camera microphone and use that rather than having a C-stand with a boom pole and a boom mic. So for convenience factor, the 16mm Canon lens that they offer, I believe this goes for $299 right now, and it is just perfect as far as my needs currently. Okay, as I was saying earlier, I like to use on-camera microphones, especially for vlogging, and just in general, it just helps with your audio quality. They say that 50% of the video is the audio, and so for my on-camera microphone, I end up using the Rode Video Mic Go 2, which is a mouthful to say. However, the features on this are fantastic. I actually recently did a full video on this, so I won't talk too much about this. I'll link that down in the description below if you want to go check it out. This mic comes in at about $100, and it has proprietary software that allow you to use additional functionality with it, including a high-pass filter. I highly recommend it, especially for being about $100. Now, there are a bunch of other cheaper mic options out there. So again, whatever your budget is, I would highly recommend going with those mics that might fit a little bit better. But really, anything is going to be better than your on-camera microphone. It's just going to sound a lot better. But there are plenty of different budget options out there. I personally enjoy the Rode. This next piece of equipment is possibly my favorite thing that I have in this camera bag. This is the Mavic Air 2. It is the drone that I use. I've done a review on this as well, and again, if you want to look a little bit more into that, you can go check that out. I'll have that link down in the description below. This is a fantastic, and I'm going to put this in quotes, budget drone. This comes in at, I believe, about $1,000 with the Fly More 2 combo. They do have a newer model, the Air 2S, which does have a slightly larger sensor on the camera. I think this is fantastic for if you're shooting weddings, you're out on hiking trails, you can just get these unbelievably cinematic B-roll looks to it. Really gonna bring your footage up to the next level, and it's just so small that I can fit it right in this backpack. They had a smaller version, the Mavic Mini 2, and they are coming out with other smaller versions. However, the feature set that this offered versus the Mavic Mini 2 just really kind of stood out to me as something that's really going to take my footage to the next level. Whatever you do, do not get this drone by itself. Always opt for the Fly More combo. You get additional batteries, USB charger. It just comes with so many different accessories, including a set of ND filters, which I promise you, you will not be able to find anywhere online that has an off-brand. It's just not, they just don't make them. I don't know. Just please trust me when I say go and get the Fly More combo. But again, if you're looking to really spice up your footage, I highly recommend getting a drone. The Mavic Air 2 shoots up to 4K 60 frames, so it just really helps get those super sweet, buttery smooth B-roll images, allows for a little bit more options out there. Additionally, the software that you use is just fantastic. There are just a bunch of different pre-programmed flight options allowing to get these like perfect cinematic looks. It's a lot of fun to play around with, number one, but in general I find that the pre-programmed flight patterns that they have are actually really useful. I feel like a lot of times you get pre-programmed stuff in the software, just super gimmicky, things that, oh, maybe you use like once or twice, but all of the options that they have include like tracking and stuff like that, so it just comes with just a bunch of really good options that, especially if you're shooting by yourself, really come in handy. The last thing I'll say is the safety features on this are phenomenal. I do have a feeling that the upcoming DJI drones that they are releasing will have even better safety features, but it has sensors in the front, in the back, and down below, allowing you to avoid so many different obstacles. However, there is no sensor on the top, which is something I hope that they add in the future. I avoided a lot of trees when I shot in the park. It is just a really fun feature to have. It starts beeping at you when it gets close, so you really know where you are as far as the limitations go. But again, fantastic purchase right here. Highly recommend it. Oh my God. Batteries. I can't stress enough, always have spare batteries. These are my extra drone batteries, and they did come with a USB adapter, so I always carry extra batteries on me. Each battery obviously is going to allow you to shoot way more time in the field. The drone batteries last about 15 to 20 minutes given the conditions. It gives you ultimately almost an hour full of flight time, about 40 minutes to an hour of flight time, which is just unbelievable. You wouldn't realize like how much actual footage, usable footage you can get. If you need to reposition yourself, you can take your time in the recording and everything. You just have so much options when you have additional stuff like batteries like that. Again, I can't stress enough, always carry spare batteries with you. This is an extra battery for my camera. I highly recommend having at least one, if not 2 or 3 or 4. You never want to run out with your camera, especially since I only have one camera. The worst thing is going to happen is you're going to miss out on opportunities because your batteries are dead. So always have extra batteries. Let's see here. Oh yes. So this is actually the newest piece of equipment that I've put in my bag, like literally within like the last like week or two, and I haven't really even had that much time to do it, but this is going to be a portable mobile gimbal. This is the DJI OM5, and it just really kind of jumped out to me. I'd been looking to purchase a gimbal. I've used gimbals in the past, however, generally they're just really bulky. I just wasn't really 100% sure, but this one, with how small it can ultimately fold up into, you can literally fit this in your pocket. So I'm like, why not just throw this in the bag? And if it comes in handy, it comes in handy. If it doesn't weigh like anything. It's not really bogging me down. The feature set that came with this gimbal didn't really offer more than any other specific gimbal, really like the ZUN series. I hope I'm saying that right. I've been a big DJI guy with their drones. I wanted to try this one out. One of the main features that really pushed me to get this was the option of this extendable rod here that comes like on it. Yes, it's a selfie stick. We're just able to get a lot of different angles, and lower angles or higher angles is going to like really come in handy. Additionally, it comes with a little tripod that's just super easy to twist on. The software it uses also has tracking, but again, with the selfie stick and everything, you can really get a solid reach in with how far this extends out. And I believe this goes for about $165 right now at the time of shooting this video. All right, so I don't have a ton more in here, but I really wanted to talk about this as a major piece to always have on you is a power bank. I believe I ended up getting this one on Amazon for about $25 to $30. This is unbelievable to have in the field. You just don't know when you're going to need to charge anything, whether it's your phone, whether it's the gimbal, whether it's drone batteries, whether it's your camera batteries. Having one of these is just incredibly helpful. They just keep getting super cheap. I actually have 3 different power banks. I opt for this one personally because it has a 5-volt power and it allows me to power just about anything versus some of the other ones. You're not going to get the 5-volt and it's not able to power certain devices or charge certain things. So I definitely opt for this one. It's just got a bunch of different available options for cords that you can charge, including USB-A, USB-C, and micro USB. Having a power bank is an invaluable asset to have in the field. Oh, I forgot about this thing. This is an ND filter, and this is so nice to have. This one actually fits on my 24 to 105 millimeter lens, and the best thing about this is a variable one. So when you spin it, you actually get lighter to darker. This is perfect for outdoor shooting. Unlike when you're in a studio, you can't really control the lighting outside. It could be cloudy, it could be super sunny. Having a variable ND filter is again an invaluable thing to have. They actually make different adapters, so instead of buying a bunch of these to fit all of the different lenses, you actually only need to buy one of these, and then you'll have different adapter rings on there because the glass on these can get kind of expensive. Okay, so I have one more piece of gear. It's definitely not the most important, but it is a very crucial piece of gear. Earlier in the video, I talked about using my water bottle pouch for something different than, well, a water bottle, and I actually prefer to have one of these mini tripods as a piece in my repertoire because they're just so unique and versatile. This is the Joby 3K Gorilla Pod, and again, you get the feature of having these like really bendy legs. This kind of are able to bend like around in anything. Some of my favorite YouTubers actually use this shot in a lot of their videos, and I just think it looks super cool. But not only that, you can actually wrap these legs around certain things and get just like crazy different angles, and it has a level on it that allows you to make sure that you have a balanced shot, or it's kind of looking exactly how you want it to look specifically. One of the coolest features is it actually has a quick release plate, so you are able to take it right off, put it right back on. Plus, it's extremely lightweight, which again has been my whole focus of my camera bag, is how can I pack this full of really cool, useful gear, but also have it be really lightweight? And I chose this mini tripod for that reason, rather than holding a full tripod, which I said earlier in the video as something that this backpack is more than capable of doing. But again, if you're trying to travel light, if you're taking this on hikes, having too much bulky equipment is really gonna weigh you down. It's really gonna actually prevent you from getting maybe some really cool shots. And I just opted for this one because it works perfectly with my camera gear. All right, that just about does it. That is everything that I am currently using in my camera bag here in 2022, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear what's in your camera bag, so make sure to drop a comment down below and hit that like button. It really helps out the channel quite a bit. Drop a comment down below and let me know if there's a piece of gear that maybe I should have, or maybe that you have that you really enjoy. And as always, we'll see you in the next video.